Hello everyone. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to introduce my research paper on IMCOM 2025. Myself Irfan Ahmed, and we are two authors of this paper, which is Enhancing Education Through Eye Gaze Technology. So I'm going to start the introduction first, that what is all this all about regarding my research paper. So what is eye gaze technology? So if you see this on the right, so there is a human eye, right? And if you see that the camera is trying to detect that where at the moment where the person is looking at, the user's gaze. The user's gaze basically means that where your eyes at the moment is looking. It can be left, right, top, down, right? So in general, your hands move on 360-degree, right? So at the same time your eyes also move 360-degree, right? So eye gaze technology is something and which can enable the interaction through eye movement, right? And in which you can actually use these actions like in typing or navigating the devices. And it's a very powerful tool for individual with disabilities. So yes, so what we can do, we can use this tool for to overcome the barriers in communication and education, right? So my study basically, the that how we can tackle the challenges faced by the individual with brainstem stroke, right? So we are going to focus in the disease called brainstem stroke. So let's try to understand that what is actually brainstem stroke, right? So just meet the person, Nasir Khan Gauri Saab, and you see that currently he's lying on the bed, right? So imagine that he's lying on the bed and he discover that he's not in his bed basically, but he is in the bed in the hospital, right? And if he's in the hospital and he's trying to move his body, but he can't move his body. Why? So that is some kind of disease, that when the person is not able to move his body. Now he's trying to pick up the glass of water, but in real case, his only mind is thinking, but he's not able to do this physically, right? So the worst case is that that now if you see that this person is trying to speak in the louder voice, help, but in the worst case is that he can't even speak. So this is not a science fiction. This happens, and we call it a disease, which is brainstem stroke, in which his whole body is paralyzed except his eyes muscle. So he can only move his eyes in this disease, right? So so let's start with the objectives, what we are trying to do for these users. So we are going to explore that how we can help the uh, disabled persons using eye gaze technology, but in education part, right? In education. And we are trying to identify the challenges, right? That if we are introducing the eye gaze technology in disability, that how we can do this in classroom settings, right? So we are trying to develop practical strategies to support the disability inclusion through EGT, right? So EGT basically is a small, you can say it, I guess, technology into EGT, right? So, yeah. So literature review. So what is basically how many researchers are already doing this? So let's try to look at this. So if you see here that there's existing research on the IGS technology, right, and how they are helping these students with disabilities in educational settings, right? So let's say this Dawson in 2020, they actually tried to make a visual representation in online video learning, that how can a student can learn visually, right? And also they also highlighted the need for that wearable eye tracking devices for greater engagement. Whenever you work in eye gaze solutions, we actually try to get the good accuracy, right? Because your eyes can move in any direction and you have to get all these signals, right? So they suggested that why don't we make a eye tracking devices, right? Also, Sharma also used some his technology that using webcams we can measure the engagement via head and eye movements in e-learning environment. That's what we are also trying to introduce it, right? And not about only this, Shang also discussed that eye gaze estimation advancement and proposed and regression models for accurate tracking. And not only this, in 2020, they also made the classes for self-reflection, and attention tracking in children learning activities, right? So these all the, so this is the very big research, and already they are trying to, you know, uh, do this part of research to help the disabled students. What I did, what we did basically in our research paper, so it is just two steps. The first step is we actually tried to gather the data, right, using the survey, and also we actually some researched about the papers that are working in this site basically, right? So we actually did the survey, 14 questions, right? We discussed about the demographics, right, and what are their education level, right? So currently in UK, like they know about this familiarity with I guess technology or not, right? So, and if they know just what are the challenges, they can feel that we can have these kind of challenges using the I guess technology. And we also discussed about in our survey that what can be the impact on education if they are using these I guess technology. And also we all have done this using the SPSS. We analyzed these all data, we made a correlation, right? Not only this, we also made an algorithm where we detected this, right? How it looks like when we detect the that human eyes, right? And how in how many directions we can actually the human can see, right? So at the moment, if you see our algorithm, what it does, so this algorithm can detect the human eyes, the center, up, right, down, right? A total of 5 movements, right? Yeah, but we can also make it, the joystick movements, top left, right, top right, down left, down right. That's what we are going to do in our further research, but this is what it is right for students, right? So thank you very much for your time, and I'm here to ask if you can ask me any kind of questions, right? And I'll be, I'll answer all of my questions. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.